Today we have something from Oppo that is aimed towards a more entry-level segment of smartphones. The Oppo A3 Pro is priced at 1,099 ringgit for the higher-end configuration. But is it actually a good phone? Let's talk about it in today's video. But first, do like and subscribe to our channel because we really do need those, and that really helps us out a lot. Thanks in advance. Now, let's talk about the performance first. This phone has a MediaTek Dimensity 6300 chipset, and that chipset is fabricated out of TSMC's older N6 node. Of course, the performance isn't exactly the best. I mean, we can play some games on it, but just don't expect it'll be smooth even at the lowest graphical settings. It really does stutter quite a lot. Now, being a budget phone, the performance is even further affected by the LPDDR4X RAM. Yes, the RAM speed is important, and you can watch our previous video at the top right corner there to know why. Now, with a lower power chipset in the Oppo A3 Pro, we're going to have a great battery life. This phone comes with a slightly higher than usual 5100 mAh or 19.95 Wh in capacity, and it can last for a super long time. We are talking about 16 hours in our standardized battery life test. It also comes with a 45W Super VOC charger in the box, and it can charge the phone from 15% to completion in around 68 minutes. That is relatively decent for a 45W charger. But that is a proprietary charger, so if you want fast charging, we'll have to bring Oppo's own charger and cable to do so. If we just plug the Oppo A3 Pro into a USB PD 3.1 charger, then we can only get 13.5 watts maximum, and will take around 80 minutes to charge from 15% to completion. That screen though is one reason why I say this phone is a budget phone. It is a 6.67-inch IPS LCD screen with a resolution of 1604 by 720 pixels and the maximum refresh rate of 120Hz. Due to the pixel response time of IPS LCD screens, it's you can see a lot of motion blur. However, the display itself is actually very decent. It covers 99% of sRGB and 85% of DCI-P3 color gamuts, while the delta E number is also very low. This seems to be the trend for IPS LCD screens, by the way. And since this is an IPS LCD screen, I thought the maximum brightness is not gonna be good, but I was wrong. We can get around 920 nits maximum, and I'm truly impressed. It's a shame that this is a 720p screen though. What I'm also impressed by, for the wrong reasons, is the software. This phone is using the ColorOS 14, the latest one, on top of Android 14, and it's generally okay. The software is smooth enough to get through our day-to-day usage. However, the amount of ads is crazy. Upon just setting up the phone for the first time, they'll ask you if you want to download a bunch of these apps. We can skip that, okay, but then the app market comes in. It will ask you to install even more apps, and Oppo even copied one of the worst part of Xiaomi's HyperOS, this whatever scanner thing is. It also gives us some ads there, of course. The Oppo A3 Pro doesn't even have the Oppo's shelf feature, but once we swipe down at the home screen, it will reveal the search functionality, and this is also full of ads. And it's absolutely filled to the brim with ads here. And also, ads from the app market are also pushed through the notifications as well. And I just disable the app market as soon as I can because this is getting really bad. I also don't like how they still install a lot of random apps even though I have skipped nearly everything possible. As for the camera, yeah, there's only one camera here that can be used to take pictures. It's a 50 megapixel f1.8 camera with autofocus but without any stabilization, and the quality is questionable. I have no idea why these outdoor shots, even when it is super sunny outside, the pictures are just noisy and the colors are super flat. Even the details like text are just not sharp at all. Night shots further accentuates these problems, and honestly, it's not a good camera overall. And then we have this design of a phone. It looks like it just came out of 2020 with this type of design, and I'm not trying to say that it's bad, it's just a bit plain. I do like the matte black color here, but the camera bump can be shrunken down even further. It is also kind of plasticky overall, but this is a budget phone after all. And speaking of it being a budget phone, the Oppo A3 Pro does come with a USB 2.0 port at the bottom, so it doesn't have display output over that port as well. And it does have quite a lot of features that are not found on higher end, more expensive devices, like the micro SD card slot, but this is a combo slot. It even has an audio jack as well, but that's about it. There is no IR blaster on the Oppo A3 Pro. For the starting price of 899 ringgit, should you buy the Oppo A3 Pro? Well, I think it's kind of okay if you're getting the base version, but if you're getting the higher end variant, then it is going to be 1099 ringgit Malaysia, and I think for that higher end variant is kind of expensive. Why I don't recommend getting the higher end variant is that the RAM amount doesn't actually help because it is still using the LPDDR4X, and it is also still using the exact same chipset, and the extra RAM just wouldn't help with anything at all. You do get extra storage, but remember this phone does have a microSD card slot, so you can use that as well. So what's the alternative to this phone? Well, actually you can take a look at the new CMF Phone 1, priced at 1099 ringgit as well. And there are also a lot of Redmi Note phones that are also around the same price with better specs and of course better screens as well. And so that is all that we have to share with you about the new Oppo A3 Pro. Let me know down in the comment section below if you think the Oppo A3 Pro is a good phone or not, because to me, I think there are just more alternatives out there that you can consider for this price point. So yeah, do like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video.